Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavadanaishtiki. Everyone tatsat. We'll be reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Rupa Siksha, very important instruction. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा. Lead one verse and then we'll do Mangalacharan, then we'll continue. So basically, before setting the context, Rupa Siksha, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given various instructions to various personalities, but the famous and the foremost coming from five or six different important ones. One is the Rupa Siksha, which is in this Madhya Lila chapter 19, we're going to touch upon. And then the last four chapters or five chapters in this Madhya Lila, 20 to 19 or 20 to all the way, I think 24 to 26 or 22 to 26, 4 or 5 chapters. Sanatana Siksha, very beautiful chapters as well, very important instruction there because he has given 2 months. Here is 10 days at Prayag, Allahabad. Many of you might have gone to Kumbh Mela this time. So that's where the instructions are given to Srila Rupa Goswami. First meeting happened at Ramakeli from Sridham Mayapur from our ISKCON World Headquarters. It's almost 6-8 hours journey or so. Very important. Gupta Vrindavan it is called, where first time they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, even Jiva Goswami has been given mercy. Lord sucked his toe. So he got the mercy there also. Where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first time when he tried to go to Vrindavan, he came to that place and stopped. Narasimhananda Brahmachari created a mental road. So that's called Kanai Natasala, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was meditating, he could see Lord Krishna with flute. So that's a place also called Gupta Vrindavan, Kanai Natasala, Ramakeli. We have temple now, we have property. I think it is open recently. That is the place where first time, second meeting is happened at this almost 10 days instructions given Rupa Siksha. Second is Sanatana Siksha, last chapters of Madhya Lila. Then we have Ramananda Rai's conversation, Ramananda Samvad with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Godavari, bank of Godavari in Rajahmundry in Andhra Pradesh. Famous place, we have big Gaudiya Math temple. Very, very important instruction. It goes much deeper because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed with different devotees different levels of knowledge, different levels of transcendental knowledge. With Ramananda Rai and Sarup Damodar, Lalita and Vishaka Sakis, he discussed most confidential esoteric pastimes during the Gambhira last 6 years or 12 years of his Leela out of 48 years. He spent specifically in Gambhira in Jagannath Puri with Sarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai discussing all the Krishna Karnamrita or Chandidas, Vidyapati, hearing Gita Govinda, all the most confidential Radha and Krishna's pastimes, intimate pastimes. We didn't discuss with anybody else those pastimes. So that's Ramananda Samvad, middle onwards, you will see that he goes, go deeper, go further, go further. He stops in the beginning, okay, this is all right, now good. When he goes deeper, it goes very deep, goes to Radha Krishna's intimate pastimes. That is not addressing or questioning or answering to any others, even to six Goswamis. He discusses lots of philosophy about bhakti from beginning to ending stage, how one can attain perfection. Pretty much he described the mellows of bhakti, rasas of bhakti, different anarthas. These are being discussed at a great length. Worship of the deity, so all the explanations of the different incarnations of the Lord, all these are given to Sanatana Siksha. And the Ramananda Samvadism goes further deeper. What we are supposed to do, what is Varnashram, all those are explained. What is Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, what is pure Suddha Bhakti. And it goes in that pure Bhakti, it goes much more levels deeper of Gopi Prem, Raja Prem, that level. Those are three prominent, and further one is about the holy name with Haridas Thakur, which is in Antilila, chapter 3, glories of the holy name with Haridas Thakur. So it's very important instruction. Then goes Raghunath Siksha, That is also very important, which is chapter 6, until Madhya Leela, chapter 6, or until Leela, chapter 6, I think. So Madhya Leela, chapter 6, Ramananda Samvad, and until Leela, chapter 6, I think, Raghunath Siksha. These are the important. One more is there with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's Lord showing Shadbhuj form. 7 days continuously discussing. This is more with philosophy, lots of philosophy. What is Mayavad? What is Brahmavad? What is pure bhakti? So establishing lots of philosophy, lot of confidential truth establishment that specific to Sarvabhauma, because he's at that level. He's expert. He study. He knows the Vedanta Sutra. Lots of scripture study, deeply studied. That's why he's Bhattacharya. Those titles were given to those who studied all details of Shraddha Darshan and all scriptures from various angles deeply under somebody's guidance. I think Madhusudan Vachaspati or someone's guidance, he studied that. So this Bhattacharya title, Sarabhama Bhattacharya title was given. That is another one. Then one more is that see that levels. With six Goswamis, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed in certain months about deep bhakti. Then with Ramananda Rai instructed much more in that bhakti, prema bhakti to Vipralamba Bhav. What that separation of gopis are in discussed elaborately. But with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, it didn't go that level to Rupa Siksha or to Sanatana Siksha or to Ramananda. It is little less. Raghunath Siksha is also at a deeper level. So that is there. And then holy name, how through holy name, how one can attain perfection from beginning, Nama Parad stage to Nama Bas to Suddha Nam. How the conditioned soul, I'm surprised, I'm wondering how one can be delivered in this Kali Yuga, in this material world. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking us, Haridas Thakur, that's how that chapter starts. In Antilela. Then the last one is one has to pay attention is Mayavad. That is from Prakash Ananda. So I think Adilila last chapter or in the beginning of Madhya. I think Adilila last chapter, if I remember correctly, where this discussion between Prakash Ananda Saraswati, Sonodia, Maharashtrian Brahman, bringing them, he had desire. Some or the other I should deliver them because I can't hear this atheistic kind of philosophy, envious, they're offensive to the Lord. I should somehow or the other, they should be stopping from this kind of activity. They should be glorifying the Lord. How can I do that? He was so much praying. So that somehow or the other, Lord being there at that time, he could meet and he could ask the Lord, and Lord accepted the invitation, and then that's how they met Prakash and Saraswati, all his followers. So Mahaprabhu delivered beautiful instruction there also. Then these are the six or seven most important instructions in Chaitanya Charitamrita, especially from Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. One has to pay deeply study again and again and note the important points and apply practically on a day-to-day basis. If you want to perfect our chanting, if you want to perfect our hearing, if you want to perfect our worship of the deity, all the instructions underlying is given in these specific 6-7 topics, conversation with these important personalities at different levels of consciousness, different levels of background. So Lord is presenting according to their consciousness, according to their level, their background. Lord is presenting and discussing according to that. He's not discussing with everybody at the same level. So that is important. Then also another important things in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela is Ratha Yatra pastimes. Lord going to Vrindavan, Lord going to South India, and then Vrindavan, and the Ratha Yatra pastimes are very deep as well. As per Gundicha Marjan, a particular chapter is also very deep. It touches on the anarthas, giving the example of cleansing with various points, as per Sri Prabhupada purports on those. Now we are coming to Rupa Siksha, this particular chapter. Also, one should pay attention to the first verse of the each and every Chaitanya Charitamrita chapters, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami lays out the ground. Here is laying out the ground in the first verse. So, Vrindavaniyam Rasakeli Vartam Kalena Luptam Nijasekti Uktam is telling that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given his full mercy to Rupa Goswami, that he could understand, he could know within the heart, everything was revealed to him. How to do, say, Vrindavan, establishing, reviving Vrindavan, establishing the lost temples, writing the transcendental literature, distributing this Krishna consciousness far and wide. Almost 3 or 4 important instruction has given. So just like Lord Krishna has given through flute sound, second initiated Lord Brahma, and everything was revealed to him. Till that point, he didn't know who he is, what he's supposed to do, how he's going to create. He was not sure exactly. He's quoting this verse, explaining that example of just like Brahma and Rupa Goswami has been given similar all the revelations, how to do and what to do, how to fulfill the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been specifically called out in this particular first verse, Mangalacharan, you can say. Mundavaniyam rasakeli vartam kalena luptam nijasekti. During the part of the time period, sometimes things get lost, like Vrindavan, holy places are lost. So Bhagavad Gita knowledge will be lost. Lost means generally it is lost. Then again, God has to revive it. And Arjuna, I am making you again disciplic section reviving this again. So it doesn't mean that the knowledge is now started in Kali Yuga, now started in Dwapara Yuga. No, it is there eternally. So the same way this Vrindavan also is Vrindavan, Gula Vrindavan is always there. But generally it is lost. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu it was lost, he revived again. So when asked here, Rupa Goswami, given the full mercy. Kalena Luptam Nija Sakti Mutma. That means his full mercy was given to Rupa Goswami. Sanchari Rupe Vyatanot Punasa. Again, he has given. And Prabhur Vidau Prakya Loka Srishtim. Just like Loka Srishtim for creation of this material world for Lord Brahma. Vidikara, Lord Brahma is called Prabhu without Pragyava Lokasana, just like Lord Brahma comparison is given. Before the translation by his divine grace, says Bhakti Vedanta, son of Prabhupada Vijay. Before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, Lord enlightened the heart of Lord Brahma with the details of the creation and manifested the Vedic knowledge. In exactly the same way, the Lord, being anxious to revive Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Krishna, impregnated the heart of Rupa Goswami, just like Lord impregnated for this material world. He has impregnated all these 26 elements, activated. Impregnation means is fully giving his mercy through his glance, through his instructions, various ways he can do. So that is what impregnation, as the verse we see in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse number 6. Chapter 15. Sarva yonishu kaunte sambhavanti murta Tasha Mahat Brahma Yoni Aham Bija Pradha Pita. That is the impregnation. You will see that Mahat Brahma. That Mahat Tattva, Mahat Brahma means Lord's glance has impregnated all these elements. Now is in active position. It is in action, reaction, three modes of material nature. That glance is transferred to Lord Shiva and Durga Devi from Lord Vishnu and Rama Devi. Transferred, that's when it starts acting. So similarly, he impregnated the heart of Rupa Goswami with spiritual potency. By this potency, as Prabhupada repeats many places, Krishna Sakti nahi vina tare naam pracha. Krishna Sakti nahi vina tare naam pravartam. One cannot, without the empowerment of the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, and Sadhu and Guru, one cannot actually practice the process of bhakti and actually deliver others. You cannot transform others without the empowerment. That's why we always seek Guru's mercy, Guru's instruction, Sadhu's mercy, Sadhu's instruction. When we are empowered by them, then we'll get lots of strength, lots of knowledge, how to do that particular service. Otherwise, it becomes difficult or practically impossible it becomes. So by this potency, similarly here, Rupa Goswami waited, Sanatana Goswami waited for this kind of mercy, empowerment. Otherwise, they are already, pure devotees, eternal associate. By this potency, Sri Rupa Goswami, they are teaching through the example. Rupa Goswami could revive the activities of Krishna and Vrindavan, activities almost lost to memory. In this way, he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. This is a famous word. That means you can see that throughout the chapter, how Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave specific instructions, how the jiva can be delivered to come to his eternal position. What are some of the things which are blocking in his heart? Definitely establishing Vrindavan temples are there, but also he goes deeper into the process of bhakti. That's why from this instruction only Rupa Goswami has written two books. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and then Upadesha Amrita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction. These two books, specifically from these instructions of Rupa. Two times he met. In the 19th chapter, I think first chapter, Antalila, is Rupa Siksha. First time and second time. Sanatana Goswami also, again, second time meeting is also there, where he gets blisters while he goes on the sand dune of Jagannath Puri, Mahodadi, ocean. Then, so that is second time. So both of them, two times instructions, you will see that. We'll offer now Mangalacharan and then we'll go to the specific verses where it starts with the seed of the bhakti is sown in the heart and the important instruction how to cultivate this creeper of bhakti. how to remove some of the unwanted things. We have to pay attention to that. Theoretically, we might have studied, we might have known, but practically we are lacking in taking it to the heart. Grananti is not there. So naturally, we are not able to put in practice. We're not able to free up all these unwanted things, clutter, garbage, dirtiness in the heart, because we have not digested those instructions. So that's why we'll touch upon those instructions. It will help. 115, so 50, I think. Yeah, here, 143. So here, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grim Yat Krupatam Hom Vande Sri Gurum Denatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. अनंत गुण वैष्णव की जय नमाचर हरदास ठाकुर की जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्णु स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय प्रभुपाद की जय गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. And let us look at now the Rupa Siksha, very prominent points. So before he's talking, before this main verse, E Brahmande Brahmite Kone Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. I think 151 probably that verse. Yeah, this was before this he already establishing karma, karmanishta, jnana, gnananishta, or Vedachari first, starting from one level after another level. Before even explaining this, because the different levels of people are there. They follow religious principles, but they are at different levels. Somebody is attached to just following the Vedic formularies, attached to the more of karma kanda. Then gradually, after following, then they will come to karmanishta. They will try to follow rigidly exactly what is being prescribed from Shastra. Otherwise, they will have desire, attachment, so are not follow properly. Then gradually they will come to Nishkama karma. Then gradually they will come to Gnana platform. Then Gnana Nishta. Within that also they gradual progress. Then they will come to fixed up even in that Gnana Marga. Then gradually Yoga Nishta in this way. Then coming to Bhakti. Is gradual laying out before this, and then now is talking about how actually without how one receives the seed of bhakti through a sadhu, through a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, and a bona fide sampradaya. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva, one should be fortunate. It's very rare. When first level of sinful activities goes away, then only this can happen. So many may be coming to the Krishna consciousness, to the temple, but not everybody can receive it, because the level of sinful activities has to go away to receive the mercy of the Lord through a spiritual, bona fide spiritual master, where it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 26 or 27. This is there. When these offenses are cleared, then only one can actually receive. Is what is that verse? Ichadver samutvena dvanda mohena bharata. No, next verse. Before verse or next verse. I'm forgetting that verse. Yeah, that there it's clearly mentioned. Lord Krishna. Translation by Prabhupada. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary system, some are being down into lower planetary system. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with the bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. Paramatma is watching, so Isra Sarvabhutanam Hriddhe Shorjana Tishtati Brahma Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudhani Maya is watching. So, and then he's giving the intelligence, is arranging, making things happen, arranging the spiritual master, coming to bringing them to Krishna consciousness. So it's all Paramatma is watching what level is in, how much is ready to, so is inclined. Then accordingly, Paramatma is making these arrangements. So that's why by the grace of Krishna, one can receive this association with bona fide spiritual master. Then this connection will happen. Initiation will happen, aspiring shelter, this different steps. As Rupa Goswami also goes. If you look at his history, 6 months he engaged some of the Brahmanas to chant the holy name. It's called, what is it? Forgetting today. So 6 months period, pre-period before the initiation. Also, Prabhupada established this kind of process because that is Shastra statement. Because so that you understand, you come to temple, you hear, you chant, you practice the kirtan, you are there in the association, then whether you can follow it, understand the process, tenets of the process, and then you can. Otherwise, if you directly given, then naturally you won't know what exactly will be done after initiation. But that's a minimum 6 months period is being given. So that's why Rupa Goswami, even though he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he engaged Brahmanas to chant the holy name and offer the results. Deity worship, all these things were done by the Brahmanas. Even though Rupa Goswami doesn't need to, they are already experts in studying. They are already studying by that time itself. Before meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are experts in many languages. They have studied many scriptures. They're expert, but they are teaching the lesson. They are not taking anything for granted. They are not going so out of Shastra and doing something, because otherwise it will bring a chaos. Anytime we neglect the Shastra and Sadhu and Guru, Shruti Puranadi Pancharatriki Vidim Vina Aikantiki Bhaktir Utpataya Kalpate. This was the Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj quotes this regularly. When he came to our temples also many times he quoted this verse. Because this lies, because one should strictly, as much as possible, try best to follow Smriti's instructions, what is to be done, what is not to be done. No, I'm already elevated. I can neglect this. Madhavendra Puri can neglect. He can say that I offer my obeisance. I don't need to Sandhya Vandana. All these things I'm not able to do. Please forgive me. Because 24/7 he was thinking, he is completely aloof from this material platform. He is a spiritual platform. He is constantly remembering the Lord. He is not eating. He is not sleeping. So we are not on that platform. So that's why we can do those things which is not prescribed in the Shastra, or going against Shastra and doing something else. That is an important thing one should know. One who is very fortunate to gets an opportunity to associate with one of our spiritual master by the grace of Krishna, by the mercy of both Krishna and spiritual master. So that's why they explain this as a train. Train has two tracks, both sides. So, and it should be carefully go, because that's why regularly they do measurement, because with the heat and cold and rainy, then it can expand or it can contract. So especially at the junctions where the train, tracks merge, two, three things, some opposite trains. So there they pay attention, because where if they don't pay attention, then immediately it can be a dangerous accident can happen. Same thing. So the same, our attention should be there on both Guru and Krishna. If we do one, it won't work. Both one has to pay attention very seriously. What Krishna has to say, what Guru has to say. Serving them, understanding their instructions, having a strong faith in them, and developing our loving relationship with them. Then comes Sadhu, third one. But first is Guru and Krishna, then the Sadhu comes as well along with it. Or you can put them on the parallelly. But these two are prominent. By the mercy of both Krishna and spiritual man, such a person receives the seed of creeper of devotion service. Otherwise, it's not possible without the mercy, because one should be desiring it. Paramatma is watching. One has a really serious desire. I want to serve the Lord. I want to understand the Lord. But the only way I can serve the Lord is through a bona fide spiritual master. As in the fourth chapter, Transcendental Knowledge, Lord Himself is telling, Tad Vidhi Pranipadena Pariprasnena Seva Upadekshante Gnanam Jnanina Tattvadarshana. So repeatedly Prabhupada writes, under the guidance of bona fide, under the guidance of advanced devotee, under the guidance of devotee. Keep repeating this. That means this is where the secret of success is there. Whoever is not taking the guidance and not following whimsically, they are going on their own. I'm already advanced. I don't need to depend on anybody. I can go on doing things my way. Then they can't understand. They can't progress in bhakti. It's not possible. It's very clear statements are there. That's why Prabhupada has to stress so many times, almost regularly in the purports under the guidance. That is the reason, as it is revealed here as well. Purport by Prabhupada. When we speak of Brahmanda, we refer to whole universe or the cluster of many millions. In all the universes, there are innumerable planets and there are innumerable living entities upon those planets. But how rare it is. Human life itself is so rare. Labdha sudurlamedam bahusam bhavanti. Nishreyasaya. Purnam yateta yavad anumruttaya. Before this body falls down, becomes weak, and none of the senses work, we can't see with the eyes, we can't hear properly. When we become old, that's what happens. In Kali Yuga, it is going degraded, then it very quickly it happens. 55, 60, 65 itself, our senses stop working properly. So earlier it used to be 80, 90, that time it used to happen. Nowadays it's happening much quicker. So that's why we should be careful paying attention now. No, 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 this process is for after 60. When I retired, I will take this process seriously. Now let me nicely enjoy, relax, and then I'll come once in a while to temple and I'll chant a few rounds, and I'll come to make it up to 16 rounds somehow or the other, barely. So I'll just finish it. No, it won't work. Many lifetimes we'll have to spend, and then because when we are old, at that time you will have no taste. Nobody will be there that time. When you're sitting in a hospital bed and the taste is not developed. Prasangam ajaram pasam atmano kavayo vidu sayeva sadhu kuru moksha dwaram apavratam. That's why that verse is mentioned. Prasangam ajaram pasam. Ajaram pasam means jara ajara pasam means this mind takes all the imprints of all the things we did in many lifetimes this life. And when we become old, that's what will makes always keep us in anxiety, and so many thoughts will come, so many things we want to do, but we are not able to do. Then at that time you can't chant. You can't chant. If you have practiced now onward till that, then doesn't matter who's there, children is there, wife is there, husband is there, somebody is there to take care of us. Nothing matters. That time we will keep chanting the holy name because you have developed taste for it and you have come to that platform. Now it becomes natural. Natural. Nothing will bother us. At least externally there may be suffering problem with the body, subtle body, but at least mind will be peaceful. So no anxiety because you're fixed on the holy name. So that's it. This practice has to be done methodically, especially from 35, 40. One should pay attention. Otherwise, it won't happen. In few days, few months, this you can't perfect so easily. You can develop this taste. So that's it. Repeatedly, we are telling consistently. Prabhupada calling out Mangalarti, wake up early, chant regularly is telling. For this only, because otherwise it will be miserable at the end when we are old. Are we not seeing? Are we not seeing those who are old, family members or those who passed away? We have seen what they have to go through. And the same thing can happen to us also. If we don't pay attention, same thing can happen to us. We don't want to leave this world like this, like in that miserable, difficult, suffering situation. Then we can't think of Krishna at that time. So that is the chanting of the holy name. We have to pay a lot of attention, lot of attention. When everything is nice and so then only you can actually this we can cross over this Brahmanda. Otherwise, it becomes impossible to realize the goal of life. That's a Tornam Pateta Anumrutya Nishtreya Saya, not Sreya, Nishtreya. Word is used. Special adjectives are used as Suddha Bhakti, icon, this adjective, no? Even devotee sadhu, no. They used different adjectives. That means special attention is paid there. Nishreya Saya. So you have to wake up and do this process very, very methodically, systematically, attentively, every day, consistently, continuously. Prabhupada repeated, consistently, continuously. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, and if one desires something, and especially one has to do chanting before. If you have service, you better do minimum 1 round, ideally 16 rounds. Deity service for sure, garland service for sure. Any service we have to do at least minimum 1 round. Ideally, we should do as many rounds as possible. Otherwise, we can't. We will not have proper consciousness. We can't do anything properly. Always it will be filled with offenses. We have to increase and increase slowly, gradually more. So that is the way we have to pay attention to it, because every stress is given throughout Prabhupada's books. Is the holy name. So that's why we should minimum do a few rounds before we pick up any service. So that becomes, we can do properly, nicely, pleasing to Srila Prabhupada and the sadhus. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. If the living entity by chance or fortune comes in contact with Krishna conscious moment, wishes to associate with that moment, Krishna, who is situated in everyone's heart, gives him a chance to meet a bona fide spiritual master. This is called Guru Krishna Prasad. That's what Prabhupada said in Kumbh Mela and other places. I made you the fortune. Yes, I made you the fortune. More we realize that, and more we take the Prabhupada instruction seriously and read Prabhupada books, especially the purport seriously, then more to that we can chant attentively and in the morning, early in the morning especially. And more we can actually feel the bliss and happiness and ecstasy will come. To the degree we don't follow that, to the degree we won't. We can go on, yes, we may be attending class, we may be somehow or other finishing 16 rounds. That won't actually bring us to that bliss, and it takes a very, 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 very long time. Because we are doing a very, mediocre level. So that's why, Prabhupada writes focus, laser focus. Some places he writes laser focus. That means you have to do very thoroughly every day without miss. Then that's when we think really, real opportunity you have taken it. Otherwise, first engineering, second engineering, you take it, but you have not taken in the heart. It's only still in the external level. If you have taken in the heart, then you pay attention what Guru stresses. If you ask something, a problem, then Guru says something, then you have to pay attention. Exactly. Then that problem will be solved. If you don't pay attention, that problem will never be solved because you have not considered Guru's instruction carefully and not taken in the heart. Grunanti swachestitam. So, in the second canto, second chapter, one of the last verses, it will be that. Grunanti swachestitam. Kalena na ati dirghena. That is why devotees may ask, Prabhu, why only Chitraketu was only few days? Narada Muni only few months. Dhruva Maharaj only 6 months. Why not me? Why it is not happening me? You say that, one time chanting can go back home, back to Godhead. But where is the faith? And Sadhu and Guru, or Krishna, what they have to say? So that's where the problem. If we never taken in the heart, mind is taking something and here and there we put some instructions here and there, but really heart is not touched. Heart is not taken it with faith and love. That is where all the problem is. Pravishna Karnarandrena Swanam Bhava Sarup Dunoti Samalam Krishna Sililam Yathasarat. Karnarandrena, that Karnarandrena through Karna, it has to touch the heart in order to fire up the sparks. The ghee has to go into that fire exactly. If it goes anywhere else, it won't sparkle the fire. Similarly, here also same thing. It has to go into the heart. Heart has to accept it. It has to particle. That's why we're discussing yesterday also. There's a kirtan before, kirtan after. These things are there because Rupa established like this, so that what we hear, you can follow it next day. Practical instruction. Class will be great, but after that, we won't be able to do it because we are not attentive. We are not seriously taking in the heart. We are not noting down. Next day morning itself, we miss it. That means it's a serious problem with our attention. Serious problem. Yeah. Otherwise, why will you miss it? You just heard it today and you can do it tomorrow. What does it mean? It clearly tells that we are not attentive. We're not serious. We're not sincere. That's what it tells. That then we have to fix it immediately, not wait another few years for another sadhu to come and tell us what to do. So we should fix it right away. Then only we can progress to the next level. This goes on. So Paramatma is watching accordingly, we will receive the instruction. We can go to the next level. That's why Rupa Goswami has been given these instructions, important instruction. This is called Guru Krishna Prasad. Krishna is prepared to bestow his mercy upon all living entities as soon as the living entity desires the Lord's mercy. Lord immediately gives an opportunity to meet a bona fide spiritual master. Such a fortunate person is fortified by both Krishna and spiritual master. He is helped from within by Krishna and from without by spiritual master because Chaitya Guru is Paramatma and comes out as a Guru. He is telling. There's many places it is mentioned, written like that. 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj, in last chapter, 15th chapter, we'll see that whole number of verses is Sakshad Bhagavati Gnanadeepa Pradeya Guru. Sakshad Bhagavati. The spiritual master has to be considered like, just like you worship the Lord, you worship exactly like him. How much attention you pay when you are in the next to the deity, that to that much attention you pay attention to Sri Prabhupada Murti, how you take care of him, how you serve him, how you observe him, how you see him. Same thing with Guru. It's just Sakshad Bhagavati Gnanadeepa Pradeya Guru. When that Sakshad Bhagavatiya Buddhi, otherwise we have Martya Buddhi. He is also a great person, he is also a human being. So in that way, if one who sees like this, then no progress in bhakti, no progress, absolutely no progress. This has been repeated many throughout Bhagavatam. You will see these verses, but this is one of the famous verses. It says Sakshad Bhagavati Gnana Deepa Pradeya Guru. Then only things will be revealed. So otherwise, nothing will be revealed. Revelation will stop. You can monotonously, mechanically keep on doing the process of bhakti, but nothing reveals to the heart. Yeah. So then only you said the Swarupa, your original Swarupa, what is your form, what is, then you can enter into the pastime as you chant. This cannot happen. That is very advanced stage. We can't even get ordinary realization, revelations, and what to speak of that Bhava Bhakti and Asakti and Bhava stage realization that we can get. So that's why we have to surpass that. To surpass each stage, then we have to pay lots of attention to what Guru has to say and how much we follow sincerely. So to that degree, one can actually things will be revealed. How one can become this fortunate can be seen in the life of Sri Narada Muni. In his previous life, he was born a maid servant, but he paid attention. Only 4 months, he paid full 100% attention to serving, to take the remnants, and to hear, note it down, follow it through. How many of us are doing it? That's where the problem lies. So if you do it exactly like Narada Muni did, this is in the Srimad Bhagavatam beginning, then we can perfect it. To the degree to we lack, we don't do that. To the degree it takes longer and longer. Mm. So we have to come to that point in life to exactly follow it very systematically, thoroughly, with laser focus. To that degree, it becomes very quick, rapid. Kalena ati dirghena. So that's where we have to put our attention. When these Vaishnavas were resting during Chaturmasa period, the boy Narada took opportunity to engage in their service, taking compassion upon the boy. Because Prabhupada has to give example. So that's how they became elevated quickly, rapidly attained perfection. Lord himself had to show himself in the front for them because their eagerness is there. We don't have that eagerness. So that's why the problem comes. Taking compassion upon the boy, the Vaishnavas offered him the remnants of their food. By serving these Vaishnavas, obeying their orders, boy became the object of their sympathy. You look at it, Prabhupada himself, one of the Prabhupada himself, so humble, so simple devotee, Avidas from Mexico, Caracas. And Prabhupada came, he was doing there. Anybody who distribute lots of books, they will be given opportunity personally bathe and massage Prabhupada. And one of them is Havidas and other devotee, I don't remember the name. Then Prabhupada came, then he was given, Prabhupada put his legs, expanded, stretched his legs, and then he was massaging. But he doesn't know, he never did. But he is very simple. In his heart is very, very simple. Lots of faith, lots of love for Prabhupada, but very simple. Then he started massaging with ghee, nicely massaging with ghee, nicely massaging with honey. He was rubbing like, going with the fingers, toes, like this. And Prabhupada looked at him, go on, like this. Then others are pushing him from the back. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. Don't do this. That's not how you do it. They are all pushing and, with legs pushing him, telling not to do this. Away, what are you doing? But he went on. And Prabhupada let him. Then he was telling, oh, next is Tamohara Prabhu. These two. Tamohara, no, I remember. Tamohara Prabhu was supposed to. And Prabhupada said, go on, go on. You go on. Prabhupada didn't allow second person, Tamohara Prabhu. He allowed only Avidas. Avidas went on doing the whole thing, he only did. And Prabhupada, even though imagine such a old person, 70 plus, and then anybody, honey and ghee and rubbing and milk, all these things. Imagine if we sit, how comfortable we will be in. But Prabhupada allowed because seeing his simple heart, nicely, he has proper consciousness. Then Prabhupada allowed fully. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. So he took the whole thing and he started sprinkling everywhere, even though it is ghee and honey, and it was so simple. He was in completely in madness and craziness when he looked at Prabhupada and serving Prabhupada. He was completely out of his this world. Then he sprinkled everywhere and he drank the whole thing. Drank the whole thing. This is what Narada Muni did. That's what happened. So anybody is simple like that, understood that these are directly Lord's representative. Lord is coming directly. Lord's representative. He is ready to give his mercy. By serving them, by following them, then my life is perfected. Krishna will show himself very soon. So that's how Narada Muni understood. Otherwise, some maid servant. What will we know? If you are Sudra's son, means hardly you will know any Vedic principles, anything. But simply because 4 months only is served with great attention. And then sadhu give full blessings. Only if some person is simple, then you will get full blessing, 100%. If you are not simple, then 1%, 2%, 5%, 10% blessings you will get. Yes, you ask, please put your hand on my head, and that also nobody asks. How many times we have asked, please put your feet, put your head, put your hand and give me blessings. Very few will ask. So that it's not easy. And second, it's all about consciousness. What consciousness we carry in our heart depends to the mercy will depend. To that percentage, mercy will change. And then accordingly, we can develop taste for anything in bhakti. So mercy is checked, and then taste will be checked. Paramatma revelation will be checked. Then it takes lifetimes. So that is the problem. Following the footsteps of Narada Muni, this Krishna constant movement is rendering service to humanity by giving everyone a chance to come in contact with Krishna. If one is fortunate, he becomes intimately related with this movement. Intimately. It doesn't externally. And many will come externally, come and watch, and like watching a football movie, watching a movie. And that means externally, yeah. Once done, go back and do something else. Relax and enjoy. That yes, you'll get many lifetimes. It will take you are at least came in touch, because since you are staying actionally, you'll stay actionally for a quite long time. But if you go want to deeper, you want to perfect in this life, you want to feel the bliss in this life, then you have to go a little deeper. What it is that why am I doing it? For what purpose am I doing it? So what I should do? How should I do? So we go deeper and search. Then we can go to the next level. Then we become internalizing the process. So that's we have to come from that external to internal. If one is fortunate, he becomes initiated relatedly, intimately. Yeah, he becomes intimately related with this moment. Then, by the grace of Krishna, one's life becomes successful. That's what intimately. Our relation with Prabhupada is very intimate. But one has to take that to that level. Then Prabhupada will reciprocate. Prabhupada will tell you exactly what is to be done, how it is to be done, everything. He will wake us up, everything he will do. He's there to hear what's going on with us, how much we are ready to follow him. So that's why we have to intimately relate to Guru and Prabhupada and Sadhu. And then with the Lord also we'll come to that intimate relation. We don't have that intimate relation with Guru and Sadhu and previous acharyas. Not possible. Krishnadas Chaitanya Charitamrita, that's why I recommend all of you to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhya Antilila, you come to Adilila. The more you do that, then you understand. You grab the consciousness of Krishnadas Gaura's, how he submits, how he writes. From the beginning to end, you will see that 100 times he submits to so many times. He's repeatedly submitting to six Gosam, repeatedly submitting to Sadhu, repeatedly submitting to Panchatattva, again and again. And if you follow that principle, then naturally, very soon, you can feel it, everything. You can understand everything. You can attain perfection. To the degree we lack in that, to the degree everything becomes everything becomes so hidden from us. Seemingly, we think we know what is bhakti, how to practice bhakti, but doesn't seem like heart is not following it. We're not able to put in practice. Practical sense, it is lacking. We're not able to do it because we're not enough serious enough to follow exactly what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, how he is doing, how he is putting it. You have to simply follow. That's the purpose. What is the difficulty? Why can't you follow? I'm waking up, I'm chanting, I'm hearing, I'm doing translation. You just simply follow. What is the difficulty? Anybody can do. I can do, you can do also do. You simply follow it. That's all. So you have to follow in the footsteps of previous acharyas. That's why we have to submit to Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So as we submit to Bhagavatam, Narayan Namaskar Charanchev Narotam, Narayan Rishi, Lord Narayan, Suddha Saraswati, all these personalities we submit, then only because they are the one, through them only it came, through Yasdev, all these things. We don't submit, then what you are going to understand? They are the one who has written and given to us. We don't submit. It's the same thing. If Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you want to understand, then you better pray to Krishnadas Gaviraj Goswami. Include him in your prayers. Then slowly he will reveal it. How we should study, what does it each verse means, what is this purport means, what you should do in life, what you should do day-to-day basis. So what is a serious thing you should consider. All these things he will reveal. Because Acharya means this is Parampara Acharyas always will reveal. All these are eternal associates. That's why they can reveal. Conditioned soul cannot reveal much, cannot inspire our heart. Parampara Acharyas are always living, so always can inspire in our hearts and reveal things if you simply pray. Following the footsteps of Narada Muni, yeah. Thus, by the grace of one's life becomes successful, is dormant Krishna Bhakti, love for Krishna, and also good devotees. This is that adjective, good devotees. Sadhu Bhakta. So not just Bhakta, Sadhu Bhakta. So it says Nidya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kamunavai Sravanad Suddha Chitte Karayuda. Suddha Chitta, not just Chitta. Chitta means consciousness, mind, imprints. But Suddha Chitta means a pure consciousness with great attention. That's what it means. Karayuda. Dormant devotion service Guru Krishna is within everyone simply by associating with the devotees, but you have to pay a lot of attention there. Loving exchanges, loving relationship, and then taking the instructions seriously. Anything substantially we get, it is aligned with Prabhupada instruction, aligned with previous Acharya instruction. That is always we have to consider. Anybody is not aligned, Prabhupada is telling one thing and somebody is telling XY is something else, then following that it won't lead from perfection. Diksha Guru is telling one thing and Siksha Gurus are telling something else, then you better ask the Diksha Guru what I should do. You simply follow because Siksha Guru somebody else said, then that won't, you can't perfect. You can't perfect. Because you have taken Diksha means you should check if it is not aligned. It is not matching with what Prabhupada said. It's not matching with what the Guru is telling something else, Siksha Guru is telling something else. You have to be very careful. So you have to be very careful in understanding these things. That's why you can't take instruction from anybody and everybody. And you will be confused what is to be done, what is not to be done. Very confused. So you have to make conscious choices in taking instruction also very carefully. Most of the time, because we like to hear certain things, we like to do certain things. So we accept those instructions, and we don't. Even the guru says certain things, no, we will not. If somebody else says it is very because this is what we like. Those instructions we like very much. Then we jump there and we follow that. What the guru has to say, Diksha Guru has to say, no, not here to follow because this is easy, na. This is what we like, and he's giving nice instruction on that. Yeah, go on doing. But it won't please Guru. That means Krishna is not pleased. Nothing will be revealed. Then we can't become fixed of devotee. We can't come to Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti Bhava, everything will be miss. Another lifetime we have to wait. So that's why we have to know this serious business of following Guru means this is serious business. Now he is writing the next important instruction about the Bhakti Lata beach. Bhakti Lata beach is very important instruction in these 5 verses. Is telling Anardhani Murti. What he's telling is Bhakti is so soft. That's why comparison is given with creeper. Bhakti creeper, if you have looked at, I don't know if how many of you grown some plants at home. You grown some plants, especially with the small plant, even tulsi plant also, when it is small. When it is big, it's okay. It's not that big deal. So then you have to be very soft. If you just move little, that plant gone. It won't stay. It will die. Or if you don't put proper, you put too much water, die. Less water, die. That means you have to know exactly, specifically, properly you have to do creeper. So Bhakti creeper is also like that. You want to grow this Bhakti creeper, you have to be very attentive to Guru and Sadhu and Krishna. Very attentive, very loving, very simple in the heart. Accepting the instructions as long as it is aligned with Sadhu Shastra Guru, you accept those instructions seriously and follow it through. If you have weakness, that's not a big problem. The problem is not accepting seriously, not having a proper faith, not having a proper conviction in following those instructions. So that means you are not like a soft, nice creeper. All unwanted weeds are coming. Then it's stunting the actual creeper. So tulsi plant also same thing. You have to pay a lot of attention to tulsi plant. You offer obeisances, but how much water you have to put. You have to chant nicely. You have to read Srimad Bhagavatam nicely. Then only Tulsi also will stay. Otherwise, Tulsi also won't stay. You have to pay a lot of attention. Temperature, how much temperature we maintain, how much sun is coming. Just like, our body, we make sure that we are physically fit, all this. Just exactly like that, you have to take care of Tulsi Maharani. To the degree we take care, then our Bhakti creeper also grow nicely. To the degree we don't take care of Tulsi Maharani properly, to that degree our Bhakti will be always weak. She gives the strength, and we would not pay attention there, then we will become weak. So we should pay attention to these details. As one waters the Bhakti Lata beach and seed sprouts, and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the walls of this universe and goes beyond the Viraja river, lying between the spiritual world and material world. It attains Brahmaloka, the Brahmana effulgence, penetrating through that stratum. It reaches the spiritual sky and spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan. So it goes all the way. If you continue to do that regularly, the creeper will grow nicely, plant and grows further. Further it goes to Golok Vrindavan all the way. Then it produces fruits. And that's why you have to be patient. The Krishna Prema can give even just last day. In last moments only it will happen. It doesn't happen in few months. Almost we practice seriously at the end of life, almost same day or day before, or few months, or like that only it can happen. Bhava Bhakti Krishna Prema is not so cheap that it will be given immediately in few months and we can attain it. If you follow it very seriously, very methodically, in the last stages, just like the fruits and flower, when it will come only in the season. I demand, no, I want the mango fruit now. No, you can't get it like that. You have to wait. Throughout the year, if you do nicely, take care of that plant, then it will give you in the season only. Same way here also. Krishna Prema Bhava Bhakti means it will be given when you have done enough practice of what Prabhupada has recommended regularly, every day, every year, you continue to do it. Then at the end, it will be given just before you leave in this body. Not so early, because it's not season yet. You have not ripened yet. You have not come to that practice, serious everyday thing. So that way, the seed, the fruit has not grown, fruit has not produced. Sometimes you will see that these fruits fall off in the beginning itself, because of the rain, hurricane, or different things, or they don't put enough fortifying food to that plant. Then it will go, some mango, small mango will come, fall off. It doesn't become full, it doesn't become ripe before itself falls off, or it becomes inside, all becomes that, what do you call that? Spoils. It doesn't, it is not natural, it's not sweet, or it is not, it naturally didn't grow properly to its natural process end to end, because it's not properly taken care. So same thing with the Bhakti Kripa. That's why it is compared, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is comparing here with Bhakti Kripa. If the Bhakti Kripa is properly taken, carefully, so a creeper generally takes shelter of a big tree. That all. That is, taking shelter of big tree means, what does it mean? Guru, sadhu, and the instruction, shastra. These things. Because without shelter, creeper cannot grow on its own. So that's why, if you don't take shelter of the Guru and Sadhu, Parampara Acharyas, and the Lord, then you can't grow in bhakti. You can't develop any taste. So that's where all the instruction lies. We look at the next verse, important instruction here. Here is that unwanted creeper specifically. Yeah, this is a famous verse, very important verse. We have to pay attention. 19159. Nishidda achar kutinati jiva himsan. 7 minutes only there. Lava puja pratistad yata upasakagan. So before that, after blaspheming the devotee, that is already mad elephant disease, and it will destroy the whole bhakti. That means you have done 2%. What does it mean? Is 2% you have done a great offense. Then what will stop is, 2% you will be stopped. It could be in this life, later on at the end of life, if another sadhu gives mercy, guru gives mercy, then you could come out of that, and then you will start again from 2% where you left. Or it could be next life, may not be this life. So how much you are repentant, and how much you are going back to that person with whom we did, or praying to the Lord and sadhu and guru, then to that degree we will be elevated from that position. That's it is called a mad elephant. It will destroy the whole bhakti. Destroy the whole bhakti means, the whole thing, whatever we have done, that means it doesn't become zero. You will stop. You will start doing after many lifetimes or one lifetime, depending on the consciousness of the person. Bhakti is never lost. That's how you can understand these points. Now Prabhupada is writing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling this to Rupa Goswami. Nishiddhachar, Kutinati, Jiva Lava, Puja, Pratishtha, Yata, Upasakagan. Translation by Prabhupada, Prabhupada Vijay. Some unnecessary creepers are growing with the Bhakti creeper, or the creepers of behavior unacceptable. What is it? Unacceptable. We have to consider this thing very seriously. On a day-to-day basis, in our relationship with the Lord, and relation with, especially with the devotees, especially with the advanced devotees, senior devotee, sincere devotee, who's aligned with Prabhupada, we have to be very careful, extremely careful. Behavior unacceptable for those trying to attain perfection. What is that? Diplomatic behavior. That's what. Opposite of simplicity is diplomatic behavior. That means we say something externally, this one, that one, and internal we have, oh, this person is crooked. He doesn't do this. We say, when we say something outside, and inside we have something else. And this is a crookedness. This is the Duryodhana's consciousness, diplomatic behavior. He was very diplomatic. Dronacharya, Bhishma, everywhere he was telling different things, glorifying them like anything. All he wants to sit on the throne and enjoy. So that's why Prabhupada writes, first chapter. That is how this material world represents the first chapter. So then we have to be very careful, how you deal, how you understand, how you interact with people. So it's very important. If you are diplomatic, then bhakti is very rare to progress. No, not possible. Animal killing for sure, mundane profiteering. So profit, we are looking always profit, mundane profit everywhere. Even bhakti also we are looking for profit. You demand it. No, you can't progress. Mundane adoration, this also doesn't work. It has to be deep. Our faith, our love for Guru is not external. He looks great, he looks tall, he looks nice. That is means external only. So internal means what sadhu has to say, what Guru has to say, how much we are following. That means deeper, the love is deeper. Otherwise, it's only external. It didn't go inside, in the heart. That's a mundane adoration. It doesn't cut it for bhakti. If you want to go deeper, then it has to be, adoration has to be inside. Yeah, then only Chakshudan Diloje, Janma Janma Babuse. Divya Gnan Hruda Prakashita. For whom? one who is internally conscious, one who has deepened his love with Prabhupada, then Divyagnan Huda Prakashit, he will reveal what it is to be done every step of the way, every minute he will reveal. But right now he's not revealing it because we're not there. We're not so external, we're not internal. So naturally it doesn't reveal. So that's why these things has to be understood. And mundane importance. Yeah, will give importance to all the petty, small things which is doesn't actually bring us to advancement of bhakti, doesn't bring us to closer relation with Guru and Krishna. We'll pay all importance to that. Chanting, चलेगा, पूरा दिन करेगा, क्या है उसमें? प्रभुपाद ने नहीं बोला है सुबह सिर्फ सुबह ही करने का। प्रभुपाद बोला चार चार बार करो, before breakfast, before lunch, before, yeah, for one who's serious. You see the attention where it goes. You chant in the evening and note the attention. How much attentive we are chanting. Only finishing the number, isn't it? So then why we have to chant like that? Why can't we chant in the morning? Why can't we make it priority? So that's what it is. It is. It means mundane importance. We give all importance to everything else except the chanting. And then how will you get it? How will you get the right results? You can't get the right result. So that's where our attention, wherever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Prabhupada stress, that's where attention. This is very important purport. I don't know, 2 minutes, we'll see. We'll stop in 2 minutes. There is certain pattern of behavior prescribed for those actually trying to become perfect. That means this is for all of us, whoever wants perfection. In our Krishna consciousness, we advise our students not to eat meat, not to gamble, not to engage in illicit sex, not to indulge in intoxication. People who indulge in this activity can never become perfect. So very clear. He's not giving any option. Never, he said. Therefore, these regulative principles are for those interested in becoming. And you can follow these things as soon as you pay stress on chanting, you can follow. You'll get all the strength. Even though right now we may be weak in doing these things, but you will get all the strength, you will strengthen like anything, you can easily follow it. If you purport Prabhupada writes that. For one who is chanting and hearing, then these things becomes very easy to follow. Otherwise, it becomes so difficult to follow, even though it's simple. Therefore, these regulations for those interested in becoming perfect, going back to Godhead. Kutinati or diplomatic way cannot satisfy the Atma of the soul. It cannot even satisfy the body or the mind. The culprit mind is always suspicious. Suspicious the sadhu, suspicious the guru. Oh, that is dangerous in bhakti. Dangerous. Yeah, doubting the sadhu. Oh, this mentality, they kill the whole our attention to bhakti. You cannot. Especially the Mr. Prabhupada and whoever aligned with Prabhupada, those who are seriously trying to fulfill and follow and please him, we have to be proper with them. We can't have these all kind of these things with them. Then we can't grow in bhakti. Is always suspicious. Therefore, our dealing should always be straightforward and approved by the Vedic authorities. If we treat people diplomatically or duplicitously, our spiritual advancement is obstructed. This is what we are telling. This is what we are doing. We repeat, we are here, the parents of Prabhupada, we repeat what he says. Jiva Himsana refers to the killing of animals or the envy of other living entities. So that's why we don't give pain. That's why we don't put them in the house. Because we don't know how to take care of them. Generally, they are outside the house. They should be free. They should be, or if you have it in the house, they properly you have to take care of them. Where they belong, that's where they should be. Not in everywhere, and you don't take care properly. Then, because things will be unclean, will be unclean. You can't worship the deity, or many things you have to consider when you have the animals at home. So you have to be very careful. So you have to understand this and carefully follow it. That you cannot give pain. That's a Prabhupada never allowed. Even a cockroach to be killed, ant to be killed, nothing. They never allowed. Prabhupada never chastised rather. That means because otherwise it's simple activity. Unnecessarily why to maintain uncleanness and then get into that situation. First maintain cleanliness so that we don't do that offense. Already we have enough offenses. We're not getting any taste to chanting of the holy name. Why to give pain to another living entity? Out of 64 instructions Rupa Goswami is giving, that is also one of the instructions. Don't give pain to other living entity. What to speak of human being or a devotee, advanced devotee is even further deeper. But any living entity is telling, giving one of the 64 items. So that's why we have to pay attention. If we treat people diplomatically, then the killing of poor animals is undoubtedly due to envy of those animals. The human form is meant for understanding Krishna consciousness, for inquiring about the Supreme Brahman. So we'll stop here. Our time is up. So anyone has a question, but pay attention to what Prabhupada has to say in these things. If we pay attention here, then our anarthas will almost will stop, because further he gives details. Bhaktivinoda elaborates on this anartha more in a different levels he will give. So we can get to know those things and then we can stop. Then we come to Nishta. Otherwise Nishta cannot come. 75% anartha cannot, then we can come to Nishta. 100% means then we will come to Bhava Krishna Prema. Still, some anarthas will be there, slight bit in the heart. Those will clear as we go to the next stage. Then these things. That's how we know which step we are in. It is easy to know how much we are actually these anarthas are still there in the heart, or how much it is cleared. Accordingly, we know whether we are in a star, ruchi, asakti, bhava, why we are not getting taste for the holy name is. This is what it tells. We are following in these things, then that means our heart is stunted with anarthas. Then we have to know knowingly we have to avoid these things. Carefully and pray for the strength, and then trying to do endeavor to not to do those things. Then we can quickly come out of this another nivritti stage. Otherwise, it takes lifetimes. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur stated like that. 3, 4 lifetimes minimum. If this one is serious, very, very serious, yes, in this one lifetime itself is enough. But otherwise, another nivritti stage is the biggest hurdle for a practitioner, devotee. Thank you very much. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Anyone has a question, one question, you can only take, or comments, or corrections, reflections. Go ahead. Anyone has? Then we'll have quick announcement. Questions, comments, corrections, reflections. I'm sure some of you might have reflections from your practices. Please share. If you like to.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharma Pranama goes to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I have a question. Is that that, like as you said, that we need an association, right, for the spiritual growth, and as we meet every week on Sunday, and then the other days we are like just being our own, world, when we are doing things which Prabhupada ji has prescribed us. How we can associate during that the other 5, 6 days other than Sunday?
Yeah, that's why he has created the Sunday feast. Yes, that's during Sunday time. Ideally, we should be there, and ideally, we should take as much as physical association if possible. If not, it's okay, virtual. But virtual, what happens is the attention is less. We are doing many other things. Our attention will be less. So then we can't accept in the heart. That means we can put in the practice. But if you are in person, face to face, then naturally, then you can be with attention. You can properly take it in the heart. You can note it down, and you can follow it through. It sinks into the heart generally easier when it is in person. When it is virtual, it is a little difficult, because we may not remember these things. Then we can put it in practice. So is one careful, even virtual is fine. But one has to be really attentive, really serious. Really, I have to take advantage of the instructions, what sadhu has to give, what guru has to give. Let me try to practice it, put in the practice, note it down, and any important which is aligned. If Prabhupada said so, then we can follow it. If Prabhupada didn't say, then somebody has come up with a new thing. So then we have to consider, see, really. So why Prabhupada didn't say, then why this new thing we have to follow? Then we have to ask other sadhus and find out. Then if they say that, yes, this is what it means, yes, you can follow it, no problem. This is what other acharya said. So then it is fine. Otherwise, you have to consider not to follow those instructions. So still Prabhupada's books are the law books. So you have to consider exactly what he has to say in each of those, whether it's chanting, hearing, exactly you have to follow the process. So chanting also exactly. At home, wherever you are, virtually chanting also, you better follow. You obeisance, you take the Arat Darshan, you offer obeisance to Tulsi Maharani, you chant 10 offenses, you chant the Siksha Ashtakam, then you pick up your beads. No pre-process, no absorption, then no attention in the chanting. You can develop taste. It doesn't happen. Because if you don't observe what 10 offenses are, then how will you pay attention to your chanting? How will you get a taste? That's a Prabhupada established. He knows exactly what is the process, what will work, what is our condition. He knows. So that's a whatever process Prabhupada has given, that means it's a significance. If you follow it through, then we can get to the next levels. If you don't follow it through, it becomes difficult. Yeah, it becomes difficult. Everything is the same exact process you have to follow. Many times, deity worship also, that sometimes it happens like that. The book is says something, Shastra is telling something. If you are simple enough, maybe you don't chant the mantras, what it says, Idam Achmani, all those things. Okay, but at least, how much time you should keep the bhoga, all these things, it is simple things, but if you don't pay attention, because Prabhupada says many places, how you do everything is so simple. Everything is in Prabhupada's book, but we don't pay attention there. It becomes so theory only. Practically, we don't operate on that platform. So that's where then we can develop taste because we're not following exactly what Prabhupada has to say. So yeah, association, in-person association, virtual association. Especially festivals, you better take association because most of the time sadhus are there. Advanced devotees are coming. Then you have to take association. Throughout the year, especially CNGs, we are so fortunate that so many devotees, so many advanced devotees come regularly. Maharajs come, other devotees come. So we should take that. At least those times we should take. Try best. Virtual when it is not, it's fine. So Prabhupada will not mind, Sadhu will not mind, but you have to try your best. You have to prioritize it. The bhakti is always prioritization, balancing it. Once in a while, if you miss it, it's fine. But rest of the times, according to your family situations. But if it is causing a problem, then you should consider it. The family is telling, no, you can't go, you have no why are you doing this thing, that thing, then you do internal process, what you do. At home only practice as much as possible. Sometimes you can come to temple when they allow you or when it is favorable. Yeah, because you have to otherwise, even little bhakti you'll do that also will be wiped out because they'll create a little more chaos in it. They won't let you practice it. So those things you have to consider, you balance, understand, be simple enough to understand those intricacies of relationship and then balance it. Where you have to pay attention, you have to pay attention. Once you pass through those hurdles, then it's okay. But in the beginning, there will be hurdles in dealing with our own internal people. So you have to be little careful in the beginning. Yeah. And I will be there at temple every day, regularly. Then it's a problem. And so you have to balance and see what makes sense. What makes my Krishna consciousness to grow deeper and advanced. Physical or virtual, definitely you can consider, but that thing, because other relationship can hurt our bhakti. They won't let us practice properly. So we should see, try to, as much as if it goes at a point, then you have to make a conscious choice. But at least you try, you give your try, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you keep trying to adjust that, give your love and, so whatever you can do to help them, feed them prasadam, pray for them, bring the sadhus to the home and, so then only they can change. It can help to make things correct. So others can pray, you tell the sadhus this is what is happening, please pray for my family, pray for this person. Yeah, by sadhus prayers always it helps. One can actually change the situation. It's not in our capacity. Sadhu has all the capacity to deliver anybody and everybody. As we heard from Ananda Prabhu and also Chaitanya Charitamrita says, one associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can deliver the entire universe. So what to speak of one family member? It's not a big deal for them. So that's why we have to ask them to pray. This is a situation. How do you deal with it? So, yeah. Hope it is clear. Anyone else? If not, we'll stop.